LAFC has decided to take a hard stance against chanting homophobic slurs at soccer games. Because, duh. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelinos. We've been gaining subscribers over the last couple of weeks. If you have joined, I'm very thankful for it. If you do like the content that we've been putting out, feel free to click the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button, or for that matter, there's also a button that lets you know when we drop a new video. We shoot for 9 a.m. every morning on the West Coast time. Also, sharing is caring. Let people know this video exists. And for Pete's sake, comment. I'm not God. I don't know everything. I actually look forward to the conversation sometimes. So, what can we talk about? Well, in basketball last night, the Clippers just steamrolled the Lakers 132-111. Let's just be honest, the Lakers are self-destructing, but we'll get to a little bit more of that in a minute. Also, tonight, the LA Kings, they're in Columbus. They're going to take on the Blue Jackets at 4 p.m. News and notes from around Los Angeles sports. You might have noticed a couple of days ago I was clowning the NFL Combine as a total waste of time. Case in point, Chargers general manager Tom Telesco. He was on the NFL Network and his interview was so fascinating, they mixed in puppy videos. Puppy videos. But he did say one thing that was kind of interesting. He doesn't think that Coach Brandon Staley was reckless last year with all the calls to go for it on fourth down. Matter of fact, he said he loved the aggressiveness, loved it, said the models have changed the game of football. The models will show that this is the right call. You might want to double check that, bro. Just saying. Look, the models that I saw last year labeled Staley the most aggressive coach on fourth down in the NFL. Would you care to know who is toward the bottom of the list? Rams coach Sean McVay was 28th out and going for it on fourth down. And last time I saw the guy, he was tongue-kissing the Lombardi Trophy. He was dirty dancing with the thing down Sunset Boulevard. The point I'm getting at is this. Going for it on fourth down is not aggressive. It's risky. How risky is it? The Chargers went for it on fourth down 3 times against the Kansas City Chiefs in a game that they lost in overtime. Had they gone for the field goal on fourth down instead of going for it each and every time, they would have kicked a field goal. They would have won in regular time. Their record at the end of the year, 10-7. They're going to the playoffs, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are not. That's how important it is. Elsewhere, Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green is calling Laker fans pathetic and brats for booing the Lakers' LeBron James. And I have to be honest, for a nanosecond, I was offended. And then I realized Draymond Green calling anybody out for bratty behavior is freaking hilarious. Draymond Green, the guy who has more technical fouls than Vladimir Putin has committed war crimes. Draymond Green calling people brats? The guy who needed his mom to intervene before he got into a fist fight with Charles Barkley? Draymond Green. Come on, dude. Stop it. I mean, look, here's the thing, the reason, there's a really shampoo instruction on the bottle reason for why fans boo. Fans boo because they want to cheer, right? You take LeBron James, he's got all these positive messages that he puts out on about how he wants to make the world better for black people. He's part of the Calm app, so you know that thing that gets you nice and relaxed during or focused during a hard day of work. So he's very much into self-improvement. He's into self-improvement unless he's on the court. Then he's into self-destruction. People don't like watching self-destruction. That's why they boo. But let's move on to the main topic of the day. It's time for some straight talk with the LAFC fan base. Now, I've mentioned it before. I'm a Galaxy supporter. I am not here, however, to make this a Galaxy is so great and I don't want to go there. No, I don't. Out Magazine is reporting that LAFC is taking action against homophobic chanting at their stadium. They are working with the 3252. The 3252 is a group of their supporters, an amalgamation of their supporters groups, and an LGBTQ group. As a result, there's going to be increased security at the games. Fans participating in the chant will get banned. LAFC, by the way, hosts Portland on Sunday. The chant is a Spanish word. It's usually reserved for the opposing team's goaltender. It implies he is a gay prostitute. Fans of the Mexican national team also use it a lot. Now, LAFC's fan base, they don't use it a lot. They've used it a couple of times at least. One was at the end of the 2018 season when they were getting eliminated from the playoffs. Last year, they also used it in the season home finale against the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, I will acknowledge that losing brings out the worst in people, right? But I don't want to paint the whole entire LAFC fan base as homophobic. That's absolutely not fair. There is a group of LAFC fans called the Pride Republic. That's LGBTQ as well. They hang out with the 3252. So clearly the whole group isn't homophobic. And besides that, it's almost like saying all Raider fans are violent. I've hung out with too many Raider fans. It's not cool to paint everybody with a broad brush. But I am concerned about this because I'm not a cancel culture guy. I think people deserve a chance to prove that they have learned, that they understand why chanting such a thing is not cool, right? And obviously I think the security is the right call, but they're going to have problems implementing this. And here's the reason. The reason, people just don't like to snitch. They don't. And so because of that, there probably will be a little bit of chanting about that at the game. So maybe what I'm about to suggest to the LAFC fan base is a little naive. Fair, if you call it naive. But I think it's also one of the better ways to approach it, because the way I look at this, LAFC have been around for 5 years. It's probably about 100 people who have suited up for your team. So when the chant comes, maybe you might want to pull that guy aside and say, hey, you do realize the odds are pretty good that a couple of people who have played for LAFC are probably gay. You're chanting homophobic slurs at the people you're cheering for. I mean, even worse, I've mentioned earlier they were chanting it at the Vancouver Whitecaps goaltender, right? You know what team that guy plays for now? LAFC. If you love your team as much as you say you do, and I think the 3252 does, how many numbers can you throw together? I think the 3252 does love their team. I do. Why would you chant homophobic things potentially at your own players, the ones you allegedly love? It doesn't make any sense. There have been gay players. There must have been gay players for LAFC. There have been gay players for the Galaxy. I mean, there is openly gay players who have played for the Galaxy. At least one, Robbie Rogers. I cheered for him. No way I was going to slur him. He was good. That's all that mattered to me. I mean, it just cracks me up. I mean, you would think, go throughout all sports, there have been gay people playing for the team. The Raiders, the big bad Raiders, they had gay players playing for them before. They have gay players playing for them now. One of their defensive tackles is gay. So to me, the reason I'm trying this alternate approach or suggesting this alternate approach is, again, you gotta have patience, because if you just immediately throw punishment in there, then the person who is making the chant doesn't get the chance to learn. If anything, they get hard-headed. So you don't want hard-headed, this guy is there, he loves the team just as much as you. So you gotta let him know. You gotta let him know, hey, there's a really good chance that some of the people we're cheering for are gay. It's just is what it is. Now, if he's hard-headed and he won't listen, then you snitch. Then you get him out. You tried. You did the right thing. You tried to chill the situation. He didn't want to listen. Gotta go. Now, having said all of that, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you have enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, do not forget to hit that subscribe button or comment. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm James. Faithful Angelinos is a Quien Corta El Queso production. Take care.